What is up, everybody? Today's trade cap for June 15, 2026 in technical win trade on Nvidia for around a $2,800 win or $3,100 win. So in this video, I'm pretty much talking about right what the market did today, what opportunities there were. Right, overall today was a very choppy day, but there were opportunities right that I could capitalize on after we kind of broke out of our range. I'll talk about it. Let's go into the video. So as usual, right, let's talk about the pre-market game plan and what I was looking at this morning. There was some kind of things you have to understand when you're trading this morning, right? We were give me a second, right? So 829, big gap on QQ and SPY, right? QQ and SPY, very big gap up from the war treaty. So let's see if we show strong buyers. Today's a no news Monday plus gap ups. Let's see if we show any relative strength, relative weakness on tech. High chance of chop days. Will be patient, right? Very kind of straightforward game plan, right? I'm not expecting anything crazy today because we're going to be, we had such a big gap already, so I'm not expecting any kind of clean price action today, right? So first 30 minutes of market open, right? 9 a.m. choppy price action, right? Just straight chop. AMD actually had a decent move, but otherwise every other name is trash. Even especially Amazon, right? Microsoft as well, trash. Palantir trash. Meta was trash too. So 937, calling it a day. Probably the easiest day to not take a trade, right? Because we're chopping on everything, right? Minimum setting up a hard time frame text the upside. So pretty much the first hour of market open or out there, we just straight chop, right? But at 10:05, right, Nvidia calls on watch 210, right? And what's happening at Nvidia at 210, right? Nvidia is finally breaking above our key level, which is at 210.75, which is at pre-market high. Yeah, pre-market high, and also breaking above our range high, right? So we're finally at Hive Day, showing that stronger price action, right? Stronger buyers. While names like Tesla, right, Amazon, Google, right, they're kind of chopping around, right? Nvidia is breaking Hive Day, while QQ Spire also showing some good buyers. So this tech name is at least looking more decent than all the other trash names, right? So like, even though the name this is a very choppy trade, I'm not gonna say this is a bad trade, right? This is just a trade that if it plays out, it plays out. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? Because I know overall the market is very choppy, but it does look good because Nvidia was kind of the tech name that was showing the most strongest buyers out of the market, right? Because all the other tech names are chopping while this thing is breaking up above Hive Day, right? So overall, right, what was the thesis on this play, right? Simply breaking above Hive Day, right? I want to see the zone hold, buyers defend the zone for the move to the upside, right? That's simply a thesis I want to see hold. So enter Nvidia calls at this candle open, right? Stop loss simply is going to be below this pivot low candle, right? Literally just candle closure below this pivot low, right? It was because I was trading zero expiration contracts, right? I have to have a tighter stop loss. So this was a tight stop loss that made the most sense because it overlaps this fair value gap, this order block, and also this clear pivot low right here, right? So tons of confidence that kind of makes sense that this will defend, right? So yeah, I mean, now let's go over the alerts and pretty much talk about what happened. So 1013, what's happening? Nvda calls 1013, 21140 TP1, which is that Hive Day pop I was looking for, right? And then 1020 train view glitch, right? This is a very big wick because I think train view for sure had a glitch, right? NQ can inspire break Hive Day here. Pretty much 20 minutes of chop, right? 20 minutes of consolidation. We held our stop loss beautifully, right? We're still, the thesis still intact, right? Price is choppy, but the thesis is still intact for that move to the upside, right? Scaling here, we should rip here. Why should we rip here? Because we're finally breaking above Hive Day. And now I expect a bigger move because we had to find this big consolidation, so I expect a strong break now. Patient pays because we were in chop for 20 minutes. 30% stop loss break even now, and then final TP hit, right, which is at 212 level, right? Because I wasn't expecting anything crazy on this trade, TP wise, right, because it was so choppy, but that was my final TP. But 8% on contracts, and then I marked the next level in the higher time frame, 8% on contracts, and yeah, I literally top tick that final kind of TP, right? That 212.66, right? That higher time frame level. If you guys don't know how to mark levels, right? Watch the YouTube video I talked about. Watch the YouTube video I talked about on the how to mark hard time frame level, or it's also in the VIP education, right? But yeah, I mean, very straightforward day, right? You're just being patient and just playing a high probability setup, right? Otherwise, if you're trading within this chop, you're for sure losing, right? Either you took a swing last weekend and you close a swing for a profit for this gap up, or you're patient and wait for us to break our range and then trade. Those are the only two ways you're going to make money. Otherwise, today, if you're trading within this chop, then it's over. I don't know what you're doing, because what is this? Very easy not to take a trade today, right? I even said it earlier, right? Very probably easy not to take a trade. But yeah, that's the trade recap, right? Very straightforward trade, very straightforward, right? What is now happening on the rest of the market? Low key, Microsoft, Meta, Palantir. Okay, so again, I'll just tell you guys what names we haven't watched, right? Nvidia candle closure above 212 now. If this name opens up right near above our previous had level, then I'm likely gonna play Nvidia again tomorrow, just based off higher time frame, not price action, right? We have to see what price action is, but just higher time frame wise, I'm gonna keep back in my mind. Nvidia's gonna be on watch tomorrow, right? Tesla. We can hit Tesla on watch as well, but we're gonna have to be above previous head level for sure because this is a very choppy price action. And yeah, other names, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Very straightforward day. Peace.